Has hip-hop fully marginalized the ladies of the genre, or are the sisters just not working hard enough to keep up? Join us as we examine the role of the female MC next on Views and Vibes.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me. Feed the pig.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
From the genre's earliest recordings with the Funky Four plus One More's Shy Rock and Sugar Hill's The Sequence, to the Golden Age with Queen Latifah, Roxanne Shante, and MC Lyte, to the blinged out 90s with Foxy Brown, Eve, and Lil' Kim, the ladies have stood shoulder to shoulder with the men at every phase of hip-hop development. But why haven't you ever seen a man rocking a t-shirt with one of these ladies' faces on it? Better yet, why can't a sister get any shine unless she's already part of a large crew of men? Joining us today to examine the role of the female MC and the lack of respect they are given are recording artist and songwriter Vayne and MC, actress, and poet from the DMV, Dior Ashley Brown. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Hi. Hello.
Glad to have two female MCs here who can help shine some light on why is it that we don't see men walking around with female, like you see a woman walking around with a Common t-shirt or even Lil Wayne t-shirt, but you'll never see a man walking around with a t-shirt of Queen Latifah or a t-shirt of what's the girl that's out, like, you know, blow up the airwaves right now? Nicki Minaj. You know, you won't see a guy wearing a t-shirt. Why is that? Why is it that men don't hold the same women the same regard in hip hop as women tend to hold men?
Well, I don't think that we don't hold the same regard as men in hip hop. I just think that there's not enough women pushing to compete right now in the atmosphere of it, or there are, but they're not being noticed.
So it's a marketing issue.
Yeah, I would definitely say there's a marketing issue. Like prime time hip hop for women was early 90s.
Right.
You had MC Lyte, you did have Queen Latifah, you also had Lil' Kim and Eve, and right now I just feel like that strong presence where we were pulling each other up is not, you know, available right now. It's not, you know, it's not as persistent right now.
Right.
You know?
So have you guys just been totally marginalized? Is it like women only exist in one segment of hip hop, one person at a time, or are there more MCs out there who just aren't, you know, pulling their weight or just not letting themselves be known, or are guys just ignoring you?
Well, definitely, as far as like being, you know, one at a time, we all know, when Kim was out and Foxy was out and Missy was out and Lauryn Hill and the Brat, they were all out at the same time.
Right.
I think, as a matter of fact, they have a cover of Vibe magazine with all of them, you know, on it wearing like crowns, and even, you know, before them with Queen Latifah and MC Lyte and Salt and Pepper. So we can't exist, you know, together. I think just the last 10 years has just been a struggle for females, and it's not really, I wouldn't say just you rap, but just it's a transition in hip hop period, because I believe I don't know if this is, you know, getting off, but I believe, you know, the video vixen and the Kim Kardashians and the Paris Hilton and the internet changed a lot of things, and I think so the last 10 years was like a transitioning period, but I believe that it's gonna come back to that where it's not gonna just be one person. Right. Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, you bring up a good point, the whole transition with the video vixens. If you look back to, say, '93 when Rump Shaker came out, you know, that's when the whole image of the video vixen began to change. At the same time, so did the image of the female MC. Prior to that, you can be a female MC and not be, all glamorous, not all, butt naked on camera. But after that, that's when you had the Foxy Browns, you had the Lil' Kim start to come out after that.
Right.
Even the Brat changed her image, after that period of time. Right. Did that stage where the video vixens began to really emerge, did that kind of take away the female MC's ability to just be themselves?
No, not at all.
I don't think so either. No, I think that's a completely another genre, another route for those women. I don't think that there's anything wrong with video vixens. I feel like that women in hip-hop themselves haven't done the best job of pulling each other up.
Okay.
It has been this separate competition of putting, of really of division. And I feel like there should be more female collabos. There should be more women wanting to work with other women. And I think there's a lack of that. It's like, no, I want to be the first. And I feel like everything is apex. Like, in order for us to become, so we're not even an entity in the Grammys. There's not even that category for best female rapper anymore. So I feel like we're not doing the best job of really working together to pull each other up.
To go back to your statement about '93 and Rump Shaker. And, when Kim came out, I mean, that was just a statement, and it was totally against what we were used to before with, Queen Latifah and Emcee Light, and, but you got to think and remember that Missy is the highest or most commercially successful female artist, period. She came out after the video vixen thing. And she, baggy pants and real animated. And you got to also think Lauryn Hill, L Boogie. You know what I mean? She wasn't doing the whole video
Lauryn
vixen
Hill
thing.
was a time
It is possible, and they both were at their prime, after the whole, video vixen.
But the two things that really separate those two, Lauryn Hill and Missy, are that they both were singing as well. They weren't just rapping. They weren't just, focusing specifically on being MCs.
Right.
They were saying, especially Lauryn Hill. Had they focused only on the rapping aspect of, hip hop, would they have been as successful?
That's a good question.
I believe so. With Lauryn Hill's presence, her storytelling, just talking about literally what was going on during that period, recognizing that it's not all about getting your nails done and just really focusing on your inner self. I feel like Lauryn Hill had a strong presence even when she came out on the Fugees. I'll be imitating y'all while y'all imitating Al Pacone. I'll be needing Simone and defecating on your microphone. Like, I mean, she was just very specific in her rhymes. So,
but do people really look at her as being an MC? She may describe herself, and other people who are MCs.
I do.
Absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely.
But you're saying that from the standpoint of being a female MC. But you have other people out there who are buying her albums. They weren't buying her albums looking at her as, looking for her rap specifically. They're looking at her singing part. They're looking at Killing Me Softly. And that's what really set her off and out by herself.
I think it was just, it's her as a whole. I don't think it was just her singing, because she added her melodies over hip hop beats.
Right.
So it was still hip hop, even though you may, and that's the beauty of it. So some people did go to her for singing, and some people did go to her for rapping, but altogether it's all her. Even from the way she dresses to the way she talks, she's
she's hip hop.
Hip hop,
absolutely, and hip hop is also singing.
Right.
There is that, and Mary J. Blige, #1, to really make that statement.
Well, you look at somebody that's even talking about Mary J. Blige. When you look at someone like her as well, even though she's considered, the queen of hip hop soul, and she did rap on her first album, that she what's the 411?
Yeah.
But people also don't look at her as an MC. They also look at her as a singer.
She's a singer, though.
Yeah, I mean, she really is.
Yeah.
But when we come back from break, I want to talk about, when we look at female MCs and people looking at them specifically for MCing, can you rely specifically on rapping to make it in this industry? And we'll talk about that more when we come back from the break.